We all heard them. You must detox your body every few months. Birth controls destroys your fertility. Menopause means your hormones are completely gone. I'm Dr. Olena Berezovska, and I'm here to deconstruct medical myths. These statements are everywhere. They are shared by friends, repeated by influencers, and sometimes even mentioned casually in medical settings. They sound confident, simple, reassuring, but how many of them are actually true? In 2026, we are living in a time when health information is more available than ever, and misinformation spreads even faster. A short video, an emotional story, or a dramatic headline can reach millions of people in hours. The problem is not that women are uninformed. The problem is that women are overloaded with mixed messages. And women's health is especially vulnerable. Why? Because it's deeply personal. It touches fertility, sexuality, aging, weight, mood, pregnancy, and identity. It carries cultural taboos. It carries fear. It carries shame. When topics are emotional, critical thinking becomes harder. And that is exactly where pseudoscience thrives. Many myths begin with something that feels harmless. Someone says it worked for me, someone else repeats it, then it appears a blog post, then a supplement company attaches a product to it, then it becomes a trend. Soon it stops being questioned, it becomes what everyone knows. But what everyone knows is not the same as evidence. Let's take cranberry juice for urinary tract infections. There is some laboratory evidence that certain compounds in cranberries may reduce bacterial attachment, but that does not mean cranberry juice treats an active infection. If a woman delays proper antibiotic treatment because she believes juice alone will solve the problem, the infection can spread to the kidney. What started as a natural advice can become a serious complication. Or the idea that periods synchronize. It sounds poetic, almost mystical, but when researchers studied women living together over time, the evidence for true biological synchronization was weak. Cycles sometimes align by coincidence. That is not the same as a proven physiological mechanism. Or detox culture. The body already has a liver and kidney designed to detoxify continuously. Yet entire industries promote cleansings and hormone balancing programs that suggest the female body is constantly toxic or imbalanced. This language creates anxiety and then sells solutions. That is one of the most dangerous parts of pseudoscience. It often reframes normal physiology as pathology. Normal mood fluctuation becomes hormone failure. Normal menstrual variation becomes hormonal chaos. Normal perimenopause becomes endocrine collapse. Fear drives engagement. Engagement drives profit. The harm is not only physical, yet delaying treatment can cause infection to worsen. Yes, unregulated supplements can interfere with medications or hormones, but there is also psychological harm. Women begin to destruct their bodies. They feel broken, they feel behind, they feel defective. And sometimes they begin to destruct evidence-based medicine altogether. That is a serious problem. Science is not perfect. It evolves. It corrects itself. But it relies on controlled studies, biological plausibility, and reproducibility. It asks, does this work consistently, or there is a mechanism? Can we test it again? Pseudoscience really asks those questions. It relies on testimonials, dramatic claims, and selective information. It may use scientific words, estrogen dominance, toxin overload, hormone research without solid medical definition behind them. Women deserve clarity. They deserve explanation of how ovarian function actually changes over time. They deserve real data on contraception and fertility. They deserve to understand how infection develop, how hormones fluctuate, and when menopause truly means. And they deserve transparency when we generally do not yet have full answers. Today, we are not simply debunking myths. We are exposing how they start, why they spread, and who benefits from keeping them alive. Because when you understand the origin of a myth, it loses its authority. When you see how a claim evolved from anecdote to marketing strategy, it becomes easier to question it. When you understand physiology, real physiology, you are less vulnerable to fear-based messaging. This is not about criticizing women who believed in these myths. It's about strengthening health literacy. It's about building confidence based on evidence rather than trends. Women's health should not be guided by viral content. It should be guided by data, careful research, and honest communication. And once the shift happens from myths to evidence, decision-making becomes calmer, clearer, and safer. That's the goal.